Breathe deep. Breathe deep. Welcome to ASMR Radio. ASMR Radio. You just woke up. It's Tuesday morning. It's very tired and sleepy inside your room. Now we're just going to go ahead and put you back to sleep. Like we do every day.
I'll say, what's up?
ASMR.
Yeah, there you go. See?
ASMR Radio.
You put your pole to sleep.
The microphone fell down. Are you guys out of bed yet? Are you creeping up out of bed? Did you get your morning coffee?
Mm-hmm.
I bet you haven't showered yet. Good morning, Victoria. Victoria says good morning.
Good morning.
You're really loud.
I do that. I'm a morning person.
He's really loud. We're trying to wake people up gently today.
See, I'm the type who come and pounce on your bed and wake the fuck.
Don't do that. We're just going to sit here and be really quiet. Scott says he's been at work since 5:30, so he's due for a nap.
There you go. Tap, 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 tap.
Scott, just listen to the sound of my voice and fade away into the darkness.
I don't know if that put me to sleep.
And listen to the sounds.
Good morning, Victoria. All right, so what the hell are we talking about today? All right, everybody, up.
Same as usual.
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. There's really not a lot going on.
Not really.
Victoria said, that was kind of creepy.
That's what I said. I wouldn't go to sleep.
Why not?
I'd be like looking around and waiting for that weird hand to come out from under the bed.
Well, we'll tell you. Tomorrow we have Brian Lanou in the studio. Going to talk about 45th District stuff. And there was this really, really bad fake news article that was out in some of the stupid websites that, are just, it's all about clickbait and stuff.
Oh,
one of the websites, they printed an article saying that Brian Lanou, as well as a couple other state representatives, were not going to run anymore because of the salary.
Right.
And they just couldn't afford to do it.
Yeah.
And I talked to Brian. He says, absolutely fake news. He goes, I am absolutely running. And I said, okay, well, I'm glad, but there's this crap circulating out there, and we got to let people know that you are running, so that way you can get votes. I don't even know who's running up against Brian, to be honest with you. It's been that kind of year.
You haven't heard anybody running?
No, I don't even know who's running against Heather Summers. See?
There is somebody, but
I
don't know who it is. Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's Ken Willie. Holy crap. Good to see you, Ken. How you been? How them fireball shots?
How you been, Ken?
Let's talk about the Lisbon School, he says.
Oh.
All right, Ken, go for it. I'll let you start. Oh my God, it's 2 in a row. Daryl, too. Want to comment on the Lisbon principal? I wouldn't blame you for not.
I heard a story, but I don't.
Oh, boy. I don't know how to approach that.
Yeah.
All right, Ken, what do you got? Let's talk about the Lisbon principal. What do you got? There are a lot of people that are against it.
Against the school.
Yes.
Yeah.
and that they do not want this gentleman there.
And there was something about the superintendent too, or something, wasn't it? Both, yeah.
We'll see what people think. What's going on here? All right. Diane Phillips, good morning. Victoria, you said no takebacks on that dude. Explain, por favor. Diane, how are things down in the Carolinas? Ken says about that, he goes, I feel there's so much hearsay in the social medias that we don't have an accurate depiction.
I could probably agree with that without reading anything.
There was a long post on, I think it was Lisbon Now, talking about this new principal and on how a lot of it is just a bunch of hogwash. And he was somewhere, and then everybody got arrested. Then supposedly he was arrested, but charges were immediately dropped. But and I know just from doing this right here that there's always a witch hunt.
Yeah,
on for everything.
Sure.
If you hear something, there is.
I would say if he was arrested, immediately released, it probably didn't have any real reason to hold him.
So Victoria, give me an idea. You said no takebacks. He was principal here.
Oh.
So that's
He was a principal in.
I don't know. Was he a principal in your school district, Victoria, or a teacher, or Diane? You said, "Oh, you miss us. We'll move back." Simple fix. Simple fix. Well, no, I'm glad you said your school district, Victoria, because I wasn't going to go ahead and drop that out. But it's a Sterling school district. But was he a teacher? Was he an administrator? What was he? And why do you say no take back? It's like punch buggy, no punch back. I haven't really wanted to go ahead and attack that subject yet, myself personally, on here, because you hear a lot of different things, and like Ken Willie had just said, you get the social media, that goes up and down and up and down. You don't know, what the true depiction is,
right? Just
because of social media, because social media
can post whatever you want without any truth behind it. Yeah,
and you never know who's going to jump on your side. Oh, that sounds good. So all of a sudden we believe it, and it's all of a sudden it's truth. Ken Willie says people close to him, actual relationships say he is not a bad guy or a threat. I can't imagine people would knowingly set a predator on children. So many people need to step back and have an open mind. You're welcome, Ken says. And I agree with Ken. I've heard personally myself, but not anything that I can say yes, because I don't know this person whatsoever. But I have heard pretty much the same thing that Ken
is not a bad guy,
is not a threat, not a bad guy. There was something years ago that people are looking at not even 50% of the story. No, these are not my words. These are things that I had heard. So just take it with a grain of salt. So, the charges, whatever charges, I guess he was in a place where there was a whole bunch of people. He got charges laced on him, and I guess they were dropped immediately. And you know how it is.
Oh, yeah. Guilty to proven innocent.
Exactly. Yeah. You say something. Here's one of the subjects that we're going to talk about, right? That's going to twist into something else.
I'm sure.
So, and it's the whole, like, what do you believe? What do you don't believe?
Yeah.
On social media.
One thing we always try and tell the kids, like, you're guilty by association. So you have to be careful with what you associate with. So I guess you could always tell him you're in a position where people are going to be doing this. So watch your back and be careful what you associate with, because this world sucks right now.
I've tried to, but even not just in the last couple of years, but I tried to tell my kids, look, if you're ever going to put anything up on social media, make sure that it's something you're comfortable enough that you wouldn't mind it's on the cover of USA Today or the New York Times or whatever. Just because of the fact that you don't know, how it's going to get dug up or whatever. There are people that are losing jobs in just about every job market across America, across the world, because somebody pulled up a tweet from, say, 9 years ago.
Yeah. You got to be careful now.
You're
putting your own evidence out there.
So here's something. There is, all right, now we know, most people know that I'm a big pro wrestling geek. I follow the stuff and it's fun, whatever. There was a gentleman that was recently released by one of the largest wrestling companies because there was a picture that was found with him dressed up as Hitler.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And actually, it was his soon-to-be ex-wife.
Oh.
Okay? Saying that he's a white supremacist and he beats me and all this stuff. Because God knows she didn't have an axe to grind.
Yeah, right.
So the company let him go. And why? Because the image that they're trying to uphold isn't a picture of Hitler. So regardless of what it is, so they find this, and next thing you know,
that's sad.
But that happens. Oh God, in every facet of today's, economical employment world.
Yeah, gotta be
careful. Is that even a thing?
No, but yeah,
no. Yeah.
I know what you're trying to say, though.
Yeah. Hi, this is Mike, and I'm trying to sound intelligent. I know it didn't work, but I'm going to try it again, probably within this show.
I know what you're trying to say, though. It makes
so carry on.
It's a crappy world right now.
Is there anything that is put out there on social media anywhere, Rich, that right now you could say, "Oh crap, I wish I could take back"?
That I put out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess there would be a couple things.
Like what?
Just stuff when I was younger. I wouldn't say it was anything Hitler-ish, or even though I'm sure that guy was probably going to a costume party from World War II when you're told to dress up. Yeah. But no, I didn't have anything like that.
Well, it turned out that he did say that it was a costume party. Right. Probably not the best choice.
But why not? I always tell people, why not?
Because that's stuff that can honestly,
I know,
make choices.
I know that
you
part,
make good choices.
Yeah, I know that part. But I mean, you're going to a costume party. Why can't you dress up as a crappy person from history?
True. But let me ask you a question.
Celebrate.
You know who was just as evil?
Mm-hmm.
Was Mussolini.
Yeah, I know people who have dressed up as Mussolini before.
But people won't even know who Mussolini is.
There are a few people.
A few people. But you put Mussolini and Hitler.
I mean, people that actually went to a high school that taught real history do. But.
Yeah. But no, if you go to a costume party and one's Mussolini and one's Hitler, you're going to say, oh, you're Hitler because you can notice the mustache. Well, who are you? It's either Hitler or Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, he's not as popular. Yeah.
Nobody's going to know who he is.
But there's just, I think people have become a society where they want to find the worst thing in everything and make a big deal about it because popular.
Ken makes another good statement here. He has to know in this digital world, his history is going to come up, and still he chooses to try to be a positive influence for kids and allow the possibility of attacks.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what happened, but what?
So you go and rob a bank,
mm-hmm.
right? And you get caught 3 days later.
You mean like the one down
armed robbery, and it's just in general.
Yeah, I know.
and then they catch you.
Yeah.
You go to a trial. You are convicted of armed robbery. You do 3 to 5. Let's say, I don't even know what would it be. If you come out after you've done your time,
mm-hmm.
and let's say you even were released on good behavior, and of course, they put you on parole because the parole board does not feel that you are a threat to society. So when that's the case, and if they feel that you have been properly rehabilitated,
mm-hmm.
why do us in the general public feel that this person's not properly rehabilitated when the board of directors and the board say that he has been properly rehabilitated and don't get a fair shot.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think
if you've paid your debt to society, which
Yep.
is supposedly what it
Mhm.
is.
just saying, thinking as the parent on the flip side of that,
Mm-hmm.
think what they think about is they're worried about the kids that go to the school. But I'm not saying that the guys
On this one.
yeah, in this
Right.
one. But in general, it's a tough one because my negative outlook on people in general, they normally will not be rehabilitated. But you're a lot of times it depends on the circumstances of the person doing the crime.
Mhm.
Is he trying to feed his kids and he can't get a job, or some kind of drug addict that's trying to supply the habit, or are they just some crap bag that decides they want to rob a bank because they want money and buy new stereo? It's
Sometimes it's just bad choices.
right.
You know?
So you rehabilitate and you want to do a positive job in the rest of your life, but yes, society puts a stigma on you because you're a felon, so you can't have a job. But then they worry about, well, why are you doing the crimes? Well, I can't get a job. Well, it's a bad circle. Unfortunately, this system is set up that way.
So let me read you what Victoria just wrote. So I know you can't see the screen from where you are. I don't think he's a predator of children. My feelings are that kids look up to the administrators and they should set an example for our children. I think the issue should have been presented to the parents, so all this wouldn't be happening. I was not involved in his hiring, but my understanding is that the staff had a hard time working with him. He wasn't here long, and that was in Sterling.
I didn't even know they had a school system. I'm just
It's like 7 kids.
Yeah. Little red schoolhouse.
They got more people on the board of ed than they do students, I think, in Sterling.
But
Sorry, Victoria.
I mean, people keep using the word predator. I assume it has something to do with in Lisbon. It has something to do with something like that. That right there is, I can understand, would be an automatic flag for the board of ed to have to deal with right away, because you're dealing with kids and just judging by the word predator. I don't know. But.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
And this is just kind of throwing it out there. Oh, by the way, they have 332 kids in Sterling, K through 8.
They have that in one class in Norway.
It's not NFA.
Yeah, I know.
Sterling. What's in Sterling?
I mean, honestly, that could be a great thing.
They got a horse barn and a convenience store.
Yeah. But that could be a great thing if you're going to school there. You get a lot of private attention by the
I don't even think First Selectman gets paid there. I think it's like a 5-hour-a-week job. What's going on? Nothing. All right, I'll be on the farm. Gotta be else me.
A lot of people love that type of life, but
here's a really, really important point.
Mhm.
This is probably, I think, the most important point of all when it comes to hiring. They did a background check and gave him the job. It's social media that's putting the tags on him.
Makes sense.
That is correct.
Makes sense.
So let me ask you a question. And let's say that there is a teacher in ABC school district that is an alcoholic and is known throughout the community for being an alcoholic. No, he's not a threat, not a fighter or nothing like that, but has been known to get sloppy drunk.
Could be a great teacher.
But you're right. Could be a great teacher, and maybe he teaches better when he's drunk. But
I've had that.
Have you? Back in the 80s,
yeah, I had
care.
teachers like that.
Yeah.
They had the ball right in the drawer of the desk.
But no, let's say that this person is just sloppy drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And you see him on, on the weekends, but Monday morning, school bell rings, he's there. Kids, let's say, love this teacher because let's just say he or she is a great teacher. What happens on social media when a couple of parents see him numerous times at a bar, soused. What happens? Does he lose his job? Does the court of public opinion take over?
100%. I'd say that's not even debatable. It's 100%. Yeah, they would.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that's what all the decisions are made off of today.
Ken, we had that at GPS. Who are we talking about? Victoria. Shots fired. Hush up. Our selectmen work a lot and they are paid.
What?
They're paid in grain for their for the farm.
Trade.
It's a trade, yeah. You can be our first selectman in kind. You get 4 bags of feed.
We actually drove through Sterling a couple weeks ago. Never been through it before.
You've never been through Sterling?
No.
It's a cute little.
It is.
It's cute little
nice
town.
little area. Yeah. I never knew they had a downtown until we drove through it.
They have a downtown.
Yeah.
There's a.
Didn't take long, but we drove through it. It was a nice little community. It was.
Ken goes, no names. You went there, so I know you know I know.
But I mean, going back to you as a teacher, as
banjos,
we have the problem with fire service.
Huh?
We have that problem with the fire service.
Mm-hmm.
People get upset by pictures firefighters post of fires and accidents and stuff, and they think that we're trying to brag or whatever, or this and that. But why not something like that? Why not be proud of what you're doing? But on the other hand, people get so you're guilty because you're posting pictures of something bad that happened. Well, what do you? Same idea. So you have to look at how's the public going to take it versus what you're actually trying to do.
Do you think people like to knock people down on social media?
I think they do it because their lives are miserable.
Okay. I think that's
the
part of it.
society is built that way now. Make something bad out of any little thing you can find.
I think some people like to stir the soup. Now, so here's something totally unrelated. The fire that happened at the mobile station downtown where the gentleman died. It was deemed that it was a suicide.
Right.
Okay. To this day, people are saying, hey, what's going on over there?
Mm-hmm.
It's like, okay, if you need to know, you know.
You probably do. Yeah.
You probably already know, and you don't, but if you don't need to know and you're not a family member and they haven't told you, it's because you don't need to know.
Right.
But everybody's going to go, I need to know.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't need to know. Social media tells you think you need to know. Right. So anyway, let's wait for the bells of the borough.
I love that, though. That's great. I really love it.
I have no idea what song
that is. I know the song, but I don't know the title.
This is one of the reasons why I love the borough of Jewel City. This right here.
You used to love sitting on the. See that?
And I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't like these bells in the morning when you're sipping
a cup of coffee,
a cup of coffee.
I was going to say that. I love standing on my back deck.
In the words of Chris Griffin, you have no soul.
You're probably one of those people that find stuff bad to post on Facebook. Huh?
Yeah. Oh, those bells, man, they suck. They woke me up.
Yeah. Is
So
that allowed?
So no trolls this morning. I would like to have. I'd really like to know what your opinions are, instead of making Rich and I just yap. We would love to know what you think about this subject.
Which subject are we?
We're talking about the principal.
Okay, that's specifically
in Lisbon. Talking about him. Working previously in the Sterling school system. Talking about what if there's a teacher in your public school systems that is unfortunately an alcoholic. But isn't a threat to anybody yet. Does that person still keep their job, or does the court of public opinion take over?
And I guess what people have to really define is, what do you consider a threat?
I think that's a very relative term.
Yeah, it's very wide. Is it a threat to you personally? Or is it a threat to any child personally? Or are they doing something at home personally to themselves?
Victoria says, I think the articles of the incident in question about this teacher, now principal, leave a lot of room for interpretation. Exposing your privates in public is frowned upon. No matter what your stance is on this issue.
So I guess that's what happened.
Apparently.
Mhm.
So now getting into the alcoholism part of the conversation. Good morning, Cindy. She says, it's okay for the parents to have a life and drink on their off time, but teacher cannot. There's the court of public opinion.
Right.
All right. Here's one lady who I know, Cindy, a very nice woman. You know, she also does stuff with a nonprofit and does some wonderful work in the community, you know, in town hall and stuff like that. This is her opinion. Does it agree with yours? I mean, for example, if you are a teacher and you like to partake, is that a bad thing? Or should it just be ignored?
Again, going with the fact that they are, I'll go with the general public's opinion is.
No,
because
I don't want the general public.
I'm going to compare it to mine.
All right.
Because I've been through this, seeing this happen to other people, and having to make decisions on it, honestly. And the public's opinion is you are a employee of the community. You are a public figure,
Right, okay.
because you work and you're teaching these kids and you're seen out in public, and that is what they're going to see and believe should be happening in general by society standards. So you can, but you have to do it responsibly, and quantity and quality, all that. Sometimes you need to relax and have a good time. But you have to do it responsibly. And that's also my personal opinion, because what you are doing in public reflects on what they think how you are going to behave when you're working for them and working with their children. That's
okay.
So you have to do it responsibly. Have a great time, but do it in a way that's not going to put a bad reflection on
I
you.
think my boss should fire me here since I just flashed you.
They probably would.
You know, see, there you go.
They probably would.
I didn't flash.
Not this time.
You need glasses. I mean, because it's too bright.
Just like the fire departments, we have a rule. You going to wear the fire department insignia, you have to behave in a manner that's appropriate while you're wearing it. But
Victoria says this wasn't flashing people. Try not to be obtuse.
What?
Obtuse. The word of the day is obtuse. Let's look it up.
Yeah, I don't understand what that means.
I know what it means. I just want to be a wise ass. Obtuse is the word of the day. Annoying, insensitive, or slow to understand.
That's me.
Rich, you are one obtuse son of a bitch. Good morning, Robert. Society should not judge people of what they do on their own time.
Like I said,
and I agree, but they will.
That's a fact of life.
I agree, but they will anyway.
Right.
And then when you start judging people or judging situations, no matter where it's from, whether it's your own personal time, in your backyard, underneath, inside your own fence, but of course, somebody's got a drone, goes over and starts taking pictures. Now it's a problem.
It happens all the time. Unfortunately,
exactly.
And unfortunately, society created that.
Yeah.
Society created it, because what are people doing all the time now? Talking about this one little picture they see on social media, and it turns into a huge. So society created that problem.
Laura agrees with you. Rich is not being obtuse.
I thought they mentioned something about flashing, didn't they?
I don't think it really matters what happened.
No,
the bottom line is that he's accused of something.
Right.
Some parents feel that he is a threat to the kids, over something that happened years ago, and I would be willing, I'm going to tell you something right now. Every time somebody slams me for something that I post on social media because they may feel that it is insensitive or not appropriate. I don't really post anything that's inappropriate, but somebody could construe it as inappropriate. You better hope to hell you got nothing on your profile that I'm going to find, because I will go back years and years, and I will find something. That's my point.
Yeah.
You know, so
Everyone makes mistakes. It's I think what the problem end up will being is someone's going to spin it to the point where they're going to have no choice but to do so.
I had a lady one time, I mean, just trying to sack me on social media about something I posted, and it was really something very just ridiculous. It wasn't anything that was, it was just stupid. And she just kind of like jumped all over me and everything. And, you know, and then she went, you know, through religion at me, you know, started saying, you know, you're going to burn in hellfire and God doesn't appreciate this. And it's like, okay. I went on her profile and found some really good shit. I posted it and tagged her. I said, oh, do you remember this? Blocked.
No way.
I got blocked. Yeah. Because people like to get there on their keyboards and they go
Keyboard heroes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't know.
There's some long ones in there, it looks like.
Ryan, king of the online jokes, Hargraves. I made the comment yesterday that I found it ironic that the petitions circulating regarding this man were on every town's forum. Wonder how many of the signatures were actually Lisbon residents with real skin in the game.
It's an online petition, huh?
Signed, helped. SIG capital N E capital D. Victoria comments, this is instead of hiding it, the superintendent should have made a statement on it before parents had the time to research, nip it in the butt before there's no secrecy.
Well, that's a good point. Get out in front of it.
So I guess my question is was this gentleman charged and detained?
Yeah.
If he was he released and he was found not at fault or at fault? So I guess the question is that did he serve time or pay a penalty for what his actions were, or what his actions were perceived to be by the court in the state of Connecticut?
Also, before that, was he actually even charged with anything? Because they said he was released right away.
Right. See, we like to throw around, you know, you're innocent until proven guilty. We throw that around all the time, you know, because it's popular, it's sexy. This is just the way that we are because we're Americans and everything. But when it comes down to brass tacks, it's not it at all. It's the court of public opinion, and then the whole you are innocent until you're proven guilty.
Yes.
Now it is you're guilty until proven innocent.
You're tried by the judges of social media.
Exactly. But it's really, really cool to say, you know what, we're Americans. You're not guilty until you're proven that way.
Until the flips around on them, and then they're innocent until.
Exactly. Then they find a situation like this, and then they don't like it. Innocent until proven guilty, except on Facebook, grab those pitchforks.
Yeah. That's
exactly it.
Yeah.
That is exactly it. So, we hear it all the time. You know, they used to be on TV shows, you know, all criminals are innocent until proven guilty in a court of law.
Law and Order. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
Dun, dun. So
I'd like to find out what this guy was actually accused of. That would be.
Victoria, what was he accused of? Or does anybody actually know what the charges were? What happened in Rhode Island, he was arrested No court records available.
That tells you something right
And
there.
that tells you right there.
Court records are public. And Rhode Island don't screw around either. They'll run you off the road to stop you from speeding. It's a
I was arrested once. I was about 31 years old. I was arrested because my ex said that I grabbed her arm. If anybody knows me, knows I'll just walk away. I'm not going to get into it.
Mhm.
And I'm certainly not going. And I'm not saying this to say, bing, I'm a great guy. I'm not. I can be a jerk sometimes, but I'm not going to hit anybody. And I'm not going to strike anybody. That's just not me. It never has been. Why? Because I don't want to get hit. So that's no. And I got arrested. I was immediately released. And they asked me, well, you say you didn't do it. Why? I said, why didn't I do it? I said, I didn't want to do it because it didn't make any sense. Why would I do anything like that? Why does she have a bruise on her wrist? Because she's anemic.
oh.
And she, as a matter of fact, there was even a time where one of my best friends came around the corner coming to visit one day, and she's outside screaming at me, slapping her arm, saying, I'll tell them you put bruises on me. That's a fact. That's a fact. As a matter of fact, this guy that does it, he's still around today. Matter of fact, he beeped at us as he drove by.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So they said, so is there records of her, being anemic? Yes. Yeah, she went through it all through her pregnancy and everything before that. She bruises by sitting on her ass.
Mm.
They got the court records? I mean, they didn't even, I was in there for 5 minutes. Boom, boom, fingerprint, gone. See you later. We'll see you at court. Okay. Well, anyway, can you tell us? And I guess they wrecked they requisitioned or something like that, the medical records. They found out, yeah, I went into court. Yep, this is it. Okay, have a good day. That was the end of it. And her and I were back together anyway. So it didn't matter. But I mean, full transparency, that's what happened.
I was working with a guy. He retired and moved down to Florida with some girl. And she was an alcoholic and was drunk one night, tried walking into traffic. So he grabbed her arm and pulled her back on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
So she didn't get hit by cars. Cops saw it. Got charged with domestic violence.
Bob just brought up a really cool point. Salem witch hunts. It's a court of public opinion. Victoria said it happened in Rhode Island. He was arrested and no court records. We said that. Hey, good morning, Sarah. It was wonderful seeing you and your husband the other night, by the way. Different direction and no related to this situation, but wouldn't it be interesting if everyone had to stand in a truth machine and admit everything they could have been arrested for in life and then ask them to post their truths on social media?
Truth or dare.
Yeah. People would lose friends in a hurry.
And find out if they were really friends or not, too.
Sarah, that's not going. That's perfect. That's a perfect comment right there. Because that is really true. Because what we're talking about is the court of public opinion.
Yeah.
What do people think because they heard this?
Right.
They don't have anything in front of them that shows, that it's proof. But here it is.
True.
I got in one fight in my life. One. I was in high school.
Really?
Yeah.
Fired. You're fired.
I was a student, though.
Doesn't matter.
But I was fired.
Doesn't matter.
I got suspended.
It'll follow you for the rest of your life. You're fired.
I think so. Yeah. It's very true. It's very, very true. And then there was one time that I unintentionally hurt somebody really bad.
Physically or with words?
Physically.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were wrestling
Oh no.
and I did a Hulk Hogan leg drop. I broke the kid's arm.
Wrestling is not real.
I know. It's not real until you break an arm.
Right.
I felt horrible.
Mhm.
You know, 'cause I don't want anybody. I don't want to hurt anybody.
It happens. But today they would string you up on a pole in the square of the and today they'd throw you up on a pole in the town square and
Yeah.
burn you at the stake.
So really, have we reverted back to medieval time court of law in
Yeah.
the court of public opinion?
Yeah.
Burned at the stake.
With the people in the square with thumbs up or thumbs down.
You can see that now, Fanning Park. The borough burgesses and warden all in their powdered wigs. Thumbs up, thumbs down.
I can see it.
Oh, Jesus. The laundromat guy gets
Mhm.
convicted of charging too many quarters for a load of laundry.
Stain someone's laundry.
And then you see Mr. Sharkey going, nah. Wah, 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 wah.
I can see it.
It could happen. You never know the way this world is going
I
right
can see
now.
it, yeah. I can
It
see
could. It could really honestly
Funny
happen.
thing, I can have a picture in my head.
I couldn't see Tim ever doing that though.
I can see the podium in the square,
Oh yeah,
the stage
yeah.
with the guy standing on top.
Yeah. And then standing there with the powdered wig.
Yep.
Al Gear. Down with him. But no, Mr. Jewett City, no. Down with him.
Be like, what say you?
That's what it was. That's
Mhm.
you know what they did in the 1600s. You know, it's like social media. It's the same shit.
Is he guilty? Does he float?
Yeah, that's what it's like, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you could be completely innocent
Mhm.
of something, and you hear some sort of accusation on social media, you're done. You are done.
The sad thing is, a lot of these stories, the truth's in the middle. You got three sides.
Mhm.
The people that want to lynch you, the person that did it story, and then what actually happened. It's a
Yeah.
we'll see.
I don't know. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a minute, and who knows what we'll talk about because we don't even know. We'll be back in a minute on SNSN.
Life is full of choices. At Jewett City Savings Bank, we can make one choice easy, finding the right checking account. We offer a range of affordable accounts to fit your budget and needs, and each gives you the freedom to access your money the way you want, online, through our mobile app, or with your debit card. It's your money and your choice. To learn more about the account that's right for you, stop by one of our offices or visit us at jcsbank.com. Jewett City Savings Bank, member FDIC.
You buy better,
Better it burns,
much better.
so much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns.
You buy better, it burns, you buy better.
Are you looking to simplify the complicated things in life? Insurance can seem daunting, like a task for the must-do list, not the want-to-do list. Let the Burns Agency take the headache out of protecting your assets. We're a full-service agency offering home, auto, life, and business insurance. Call, email, chat us online, or do it the good old-fashioned way and stop in. We have 2 locations, Norwich and Dayville, with licensed staff ready to serve your insurance needs. The Burns Agency, proudly serving Eastern Connecticut since 1932.
You buy better,
Better it burns,
much better.
so much better it burns. The right insurance at the right price. You buy better it burns.
You buy better, it burns, you buy better.
Your Community Radio.
Live from Main Street.
Mike Minarski and Rich Wasilick in the morning. And 80s all day and night.
SNSN.
It breaks my heart.
Yeah,
It breaks my heart. I do. It breaks my heart that we go to a commercial break and half the people leave.
Did they come back? No.
Nope. It does.
Maybe it's
And-
commercial.
Huh?
Maybe it's the commercial.
I don't think so. They're
No?
pretty cool. I mean, we live in a world, folks, where business needs your support. They need your support, some more than others.
Mm-hmm.
But they do.
It's tough right now. Businesses are, mom and pop shops are all dying because of what we were just talking about for the most
Mhm.
part.
I get it. It's irony to me that, someone will say to me, "Hey, Mike, can you promote this for me?" Sure. Let me give you, the rates that we charge for commercials. Oh, no. I'm not paying for it. Oh. So
Is there free on the
we're supposed
top
to
of the...
work for free? Yeah, we're buds. Yeah, we are. Yeah, so come on, hook me up. Do you love me? Yeah, of course I love you. You're my buddy. I can't go to the convenience store, bring up the bread and the milk and the eggs, and say, I'd like to pay with this with love. I want to give you love. Thanks. And then walk out with my purchase. It doesn't work that way.
Damn, really?
No. No. It doesn't work that way at all. But still.
We went shopping Sunday, so I can testify to that.
Testify. No, but it's true.
Mhm.
Businesses right now need your support. Yes, gas is at an astronomical price.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I know my daughter lives in Plainville, not Plainfield, Plainville. To go out to see her, in my gas guzzling Acura MDX SUV,
Mm-hmm.
it literally right now costs me about $35 round trip just in gas.
Mhm.
$35 before you do anything.
Right.
Matter of fact, last week I put 40 in, and it came back and I was well below a quarter of a tank.
Mm-hmm. Just waiting for the tractor trailers to stop driving soon because it's costing $1,600 a whack.
They're also putting on gas surcharges or fuel surcharges on their deliveries.
Oh,
Uh-huh. Like Melissa was telling me that when they get deliveries, like even the milk guy, I guess they're charging $6. So, you do 100 deliveries that day. Well, guess what? That's $600.
I'll pay for a third of a tank.
Yeah. You go to some restaurants, they have an inflation fee. And it's like it's just another fee.
Yeah.
I never thought. Who said it yesterday? I think it was Paul Lash. He said, "Can you believe that here we are in the United States of America, supposedly the most amazing, incredible country in the world, and we're facing food shortages, baby formula shortages, gas prices that are astronomical.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?"
I don't even want to think about it.
I know, but you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They come with, "Hey, let's be positive." Okay, we can be positive.
Well,
Would
I'm positive right now. Positive is pretty crappy.
Yeah.
But I guess in a way you got to look at it as we're this way right here. How is it other places? I don't know. But
I don't know. Grocery shopping is so depressing. I make sure that I eat now before I go grocery shopping.
You have
Because
to.
oh my Lord, if I go grocery shopping and I'm hungry, I'm buying everything. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so it's I don't know. It's rough.
Mhm.
And I think the time where we need to be supporting each other is for times now where people are kind of pulling away from that, saying, I'm going to protect myself. And I understand that too. But we all have to, I think, watch out
You
for
got to
each
do
other.
both. Yeah.
I really do. I think you have to watch out for each other and take care of each other right now, not just, you know, your own butt.
Tell Kathy I'm going to go out and buy a scooter.
I have said the exact same thing.
Mhm.
I would look very funny on it.
I'd probably crash it, but
Yeah, I know. I'm not very good on a bike.
yeah, that's how I got my arm smashed up and
Yeah.
my face smashed up one time. But it's
Imagine me pulling up on a scooter.
Yeah, I could.
Can you really?
Yeah, I could. I could.
That would be, I look like a pregnant frog.
I could see it. But I mean, you see people riding around. I don't blame them because how much gas are they using versus what they'd spend doing fuel? With
Look
a
at
big,
other countries.
Yeah.
You know, the depressed countries. Look at the Philippines. They're on
Mhm.
scooters.
Mhm.
Yeah, they're all over the place. Vietnam.
Yeah.
All over. Scooters.
Mhm.
Not many cars. And if the cars, you see them, they're still small, compact
Mhm.
cars. You know?
Well, it makes sense economically. I don't, but it's
Victoria says that I get a scooter with a basket of flowers on the front.
yes,
Yeah.
Ching ching. on the-
Oh, I gotta have the bell. Ching 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 ching. Gotta have the
Well,
bell.
the
American
horn.
flag. Huh?
The horn.
Oh yeah. And Kathy says, "No scooter for you."
See, told you.
Way to go, Kathy. Way to support your man. Way to go.
I'm getting rid of my pink scooter now. I already put a
Stand
deposit
by
down.
your man.
I already put a deposit on my
Yeah.
pink scooter.
Your pink scooter. You know, honestly, if it was going to save me gas and it was going to get me from A to B and I could still conduct business on it, I don't give a crap what color it is,
Mhm.
to be honest with you. I could care less.
Pink camo.
I don't care.
Mhm.
My 1994 Buick have you seen it? You've
Yeah, I've
seen it,
seen it in
right?
the driveway.
It's got like no paint on the top of it. It's got like barely any paint on the sides of it because it's all chipped away and stuff. Would I drive that around? Yes.
Your son was driving it around when he was here, right?
Logan's driving
Yeah.
it right now. Megan's boyfriend.
Yeah.
Because they're down a car. So
Mhm.
I told him to sit, and he loves it.
Mhm.
He loves older cars. And this thing is got a rebuilt motor in it,
Nice.
courtesy of Dish Motor Group, Route 32, Franklin.
Hmm.
Are you accident prone?
Yes.
Yeah, well, that's what Kathy says. And
I'd trip over my feet.
scooter is a bad idea for you. Okay. All right. I still want the basket. I could care less. I have the basket of flowers. I don't care.
Hmm?
I don't care about image. That's the thing about me. I never cared about image. I didn't care about, having brand name clothes. Never did. Couldn't. What the? Oh,
Is he sweeping?
I have no idea. I never cared about image.
Mhm.
I never cared about. Somebody said to me about my shoes. You're wearing Bobos.
They cozy?
No, what are Bobos? Bobos, I guess, are off-brand shoes.
Oh.
I'm like, yeah. So what?
Are they comfortable?
Yeah,
All right. Then.
I don't care.
All right then. Yeah.
I'm wearing Nikes now just because they were cheap from the outlets.
Mhm.
Victoria says her son wants a Grom. It's a kind of scooter but goes faster.
Okay.
So a motorcycle.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do you think you'll end up with an electric car?
No.
Never.
Well, I'm sure with this same government stays in power, we'll have a choice. But I don't think they're good anyway. So they're dangerous.
Well,
But
if you go to snsnonline.com,
Mhm.
you'd know what they're doing with the trains today.
Mhm.
Do you know what they're doing with the trains today?
Putting big battery packs in them and stuff. So they're running on battery power versus what do you call it? Oil products or something.
They got new trains.
Mhm.
New trains. They're all electric.
That's what I'm saying. They're
Yeah.
big battery packs in them. Yeah. Instead of doing that with a lot of cars, you know what the cars are doing?
What?
Catching on fire in people's houses and burning their houses down
Oh God.
because the batteries heat up so much that they catch fire and then guess what? The fire department can't come and put them out very easily because those battery packs burn so hot the water just turns up steam and
Then you get people to come outside after they go, oh, well, we haven't perfected it yet.
that's a little imperfection, sir. Yeah.
But yeah. So today they started on Shoreline East.
Mhm.
They started running electric trains.
Now, here's the thing, though. They don't.
What
What
is
is
electric school buses now?
And still, a lot of the state vehicles are going to electric power and everything. But guess what? You have to generate to make them work.
Electricity.
And guess what generates electricity?
Oil. Gas.
And guess what is burned to develop those vehicles when you have to make
Oil.
those products? Yeah. So
Yeah.
where's the?
I saw a meme last week. It was a gas generator and it was a car plugged into it. It was a
Right.
gas generator charging an electric car.
Yep.
That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So a lot of these technologies are not saving anybody anything.
California has put a statement out that they will be having rolling blackouts this
Well,
summer due to ACs and electric vehicles.
a lot of cities do that too. Yeah. Anyway, but guess the politicians running through that blackout too, or they have generators running their houses.
Oh no!
Yeah.
They have generators.
Yeah, because they need to have the electricity to keep developing policies that are going to save
They
everybody.
have Tibetan monks down there going.
Yeah, it's a crack.
So we've gone from the principal got arrested for whatever reason to an electric train. It
You say-
happens
you
every
know what,
day.
you say that, though?
every day.
It all goes around the same premise of if you're looking at social media, if you're doing politics, if you're all this stuff, it's who does it really affect in the end?
Yeah.
You're gonna get screwed.
Like with the people that come in, like even into our own chat group here,
Mhm.
that view the show and listen to the show. Not even 20% of the people participate. So that makes you wonder, on other things. If we only have like 20% participation,
Who are the other 80%?
where's the other 80%?
The spies.
And what kind of difference could they make?
The spies.
Hey, well, how many people? I mean, percentage wise,
Mhm.
in the town of Griswold go to vote?
Same amount as people vote.
Yeah. 18 to 20%, right? That's it.
Yeah.
What would happen if the other 80% showed up?
Probably pretty scary, but yeah.
What kind of ideas?
Well, I think a lot of those people are afraid of what's going to happen if they voice their opinion.
Huh?
A lot of those people are probably worried of what's going to happen when they voice their opinion.
They're worried about the flapjack coming back.
Yeah. Because they see what happens.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense. Let's see. Victoria says Nancy needs to keep her Sub-Zero freezer going for her Haagen-Dazs ice cream.
Dump a little vodka on top of the ice cream.
My mother's name was Nancy.
Yeah.
She loved Haagen-Dazs too, so we didn't have her freezer though. She did like her Haagen-Dazs. This is before Ben and Jerry's came around, so. But that's funny, Victoria. That really is true.
Now you talk about voting though. The
Yeah.
referendum coming up.
Oh yeah, what's tomorrow?
Yeah.
What's tomorrow? Do we know?
No.
You
Tomorrow's-
don't know,
Tomorrow's Wednesday, but
dude.
what? The vote?
No.
What? The Board of Finance
It's a
meeting?
budget annual meeting.
Well, okay, the Board of Finance meeting. Okay, yeah. I'm working 7-day shift, but I knew that was coming up. I thought you meant like the vote for the borough was coming up, and that's Thursday, though. The borough vote is Thursday. That's what I thought you were trying to mention.
No, I'm talking
yeah.
about the town of Griswold, the budget. You know, I mean, tomorrow night is the public hearing at Griswold Middle School. Nobody knows about it.
I'd hate to say they should, but
Rich, honestly, this is not slapping you back.
Yeah.
But someone who's connected in town with as many boards as you're on, if you don't know,
no, I knew that was coming up.
but I'm just saying, you imagine who doesn't. Also,
yeah, we had one a couple weeks ago. You know how many people showed up?
Huh?
You know how many people? You know who was there for the one we went to?
I'm waiting.
I want to say about.
You waiting for me to go?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to say about 20 people, and they were all on other boards and commissions.
Yeah, you don't ever really get many.
You know what part of the problem is? Who's going to go to the Board of Finance meeting and know what they're talking about half the time?
Yeah.
That's part of the problem, I think. Because they don't know
How
what
the hell are you going to get anywhere if you don't have any participation?
Well, I think that's part of it. But they should go because what's more important than your town budget?
Yeah. Nothing.
And, yeah. That runs the town. It's
maybe principles that may have done something 20 years ago.
Yeah.
That's important.
Mm-hmm.
But let's not talk about what your taxes are going to be for the next year.
What it comes down to, people don't want to be involved in stuff. It's tough.
It doesn't take much time either.
No.
Just to participate.
I think that meeting was half hour that we were actually sitting through.
So, like for example, I've been a big proponent of saying, you're right. You got a gripe, go to town hall, talk about it, go to a meeting, whatever. Don't go in Griswold now and blah 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 because that's going to get nothing done.
That solves everything.
It solves nothing, nothing. Even if you come in here and you start talking, it's not going to solve anything. But you know what? It may perpetuate ideas. I said that like a preacher. It may perpetuate ideas.
Preach, my brother, preach.
That you could go down to town hall or and I go back to the same thing over and over and over again when people say, I can't make a difference. Well, what I say to that, or I don't want to make a difference because I'm worried about, there was one woman in town that was hell-bent that this gun range was not coming to Griswold. One. And then all of a sudden there were 2. Then there were 10. And then there were 50 and 100 and 1,000. Guess what? We have no gun range.
Yeah.
It was Keep Griswold Quiet. It was Pam Padalano. Every time I talk to her, I say, I still can't believe you did that. It ended up as a local thing and ended up on the steps of the Capitol building here in the state of Connecticut. All because it was an idea and a belief. So if you think that you can't do it or your idea isn't worthy, maybe just by yourself, maybe not. But if you put it out there and you find like-minded people, you might be able to get somewhere. Let's go back for 8 years ago. First selectman. Phil Anthony versus Kevin Skolchek. My vote won't count. My vote won't count. My vote won't count. He won by 2 votes.
Really?
2.
Wow.
Yeah. Imagine if Phil had 3 more friends that showed up. Or
they don't have an automatic recount on any. Do you know?
They did.
Oh, really? Okay.
They did.
Yeah.
Actually, here's the weird thing: is that when the polls closed, Skolchek won by 1 vote. When they did the recount, he won by 2.
All right, so what? Negative against him. Okay.
I think there's a certain amount below. They have to do an automatic recount.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. That's why I was wondering. Yeah.
So there you go. You know, it's definitely worth investigating.
Well, I think people are afraid today because exactly what we were talking about in the beginning.
There are people in this room right here. They won't talk because they're afraid of what other people are going to think.
Yeah. And honestly, sometimes can you blame them?
No, no, you can't. No, I really can't.
No.
I mean, here we are putting our necks in the chopping block every single day.
You look what happened when the time we were talking about the police officers thing.
Which one was that?
One where they called the fire chief and were like he's bad man.
God. Story on that election. I got my U.S. citizenship the month before and voted for the first time. My one vote counted that day. Yes, ma'am, it
Wow.
did.
Wow.
Yes, Sarah, it did.
Damn. Wow.
I got the best advice in high school from the teacher I hated the most. She said to me, because I turned 18 in my senior year, she looked at me and said, "Make sure you do one thing, Michael." I said, "What's that, bitch?" I hate her still. She goes, "Vote." That's exactly what she said.
Mm-hmm.
I wish no ill will upon her, but I do not like her
And you don't have
at
to.
all. Do not.
No matter what Facebook says, you don't have to.
Oh, no, I didn't like her in person. Hell with Facebook. I didn't like her in person. Plainfield's got to deal with her.
Oh. Mm,
Board of Education.
really?
Good luck.
Burn.
Somebody said that she asked about me one day.
Really?
Yeah. And they told her that I couldn't stand her.
Ah.
And she went, "Why?" And I said, they said, "You got to ask him."
Has she?
No,
Oh.
no. She's probably got to be 75, 80 by now.
Really?
Oh yeah. I'm not gonna harass.
No, I didn't know if
Anybody.
she came and asked you.
No, she never did. She never did.
I'm the kind of person that would. That's why I was wondering.
No. Here's another teacher that I didn't. There's two teachers that I can sit here and tell you at 56 years old that have stuck in my head that I hate. I don't like. Couldn't stand them. I thought they were mean to me. I always did. Felt like I was bullied by them. 8th grade. Sorry, Mr. Kane.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So he was a very cliquey kind of sport jockey kind of guy and loved the jocks and stuff like that. I wasn't a jock.
Mm-hmm.
So of course, the nicest time the nicest he ever spoke to me was when he was getting evaluated by the principal. Yes, Michael, that's correct. Shut up, you jerk. It's like, so anyway, I had my little comeuppance. He got his comeuppance because he came in here one day about 3 years ago, along with another group of two or three other people. And then he comes up to me and he shakes my hand. I said, "I'm not shaking your hand." He goes, "Why?" I said, "Do you not remember?" I said, over 40 years ago, I remember how you treated me in 8th grade. And I said, "And I'm going to tell you now, finally, that I couldn't stand you then, and I don't like you now."
Wow.
And he was like, "Oh, so I'm really," and he seemed very, very sincere, and it's like, "I'm very, very sorry. I didn't mean to."
Yeah.
And I went, "Yeah, well, you should have recognized that when you were, making fun of a 12-year-old kid." So,
Wow. Well, for teachers, I don't think
and
they
then he
make an
literally
impression.
said, he goes, "Well, my life was, I said, "I don't give a shit about your life. You're my teacher."
Mhm.
So I was supposed to look up to you. So, and then he just stood there and he said, "I'm very, very sorry." And I said, "All right." I ended up shaking his hand when he left, but I felt good because 40 years later, I got to tell him how I felt.
Mhm.
I've never had a problem with the teacher except for 2.
Mhm.
And the other one, I will never say anything to her.
So it affected you growing up?
Yeah.
I can see that. That's
Yeah, it always bothered me.
Yeah.
It always bothered me. And I was glad I got it off my chest. And see, there are things like that
Mhm.
that people don't realize how they can affect.
Right.
So I can understand why people will sit here and go,
I'm not saying.
I don't know about this teacher. I don't know,
Mhm.
whatever. Well, I gave this guy the benefit of the doubt too, right? But the way he treated me had nothing to do with the way he was outside the building.
Right.
He was just an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Anyway, which I pretty much called him to his face. And I am not a tough guy, but I felt like I needed to.
Made you feel better.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it made me feel better or it just took a weight off my shoulders.
Same idea.
You know, kind of like,
Yeah, same idea. Yeah.
so.
Well, I always
Anyway.
tell the kids, people say that words won't hurt you.
Yeah, they do.
They hurt worse than physical pain, I think.
Oh, yeah. They
Yeah.
do. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Another wild show. It's like, what are we going to talk about today? I don't know. We always find something.
Those are the most interesting days.
Yep. So, guys, thank you very much for joining us today here on SNSN. And, maybe we'll be here tomorrow. I don't know.
You never know.
Brian Lanou will be here. I don't know if I will be. So, yeah, Brian Lanou tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. If you have any questions for the 45th District Representative, feel free to ask. And we'll try to get you the answers because he is running for the 45th once again on the Republican side. He's looking for his third term. So he will be in tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. And we look forward to a conversation with Mr. Lanou. We have not had one in probably a year.
No, try and
So-
tune in.
Yeah, it'll be good to have him on. So we will see you tomorrow right here on SNSN.
Get it?
The issue of guns and gun ownership has been a white hot topic locally in the recent past. Is gun ownership for everyone? Maybe. However, if you want to investigate gun ownership, do it the right way by visiting Swamp Yankee Arms on North Main Street, Jewett City. They can assist with consultation and, of course, proper training in regards to gun ownership and use. Swamp Yankee Arms is a community partner. Swamp Yankee Arms. Find them on Facebook. Proud sponsor of Griswold Baseball.
Hi, Miranda Mahoney here from Grizzle Pride, your local drug prevention coalition.